Hi, Brad Miller here, agronomist with Dekalb Asgrow in Ohio. And today I'd like to talk with you about the impact of drought on soybeans. So here in July, the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've had above average temperatures with little to no rainfall. Actually, the temperatures have been in the high 80s to low 90s almost daily. And here just recently, we finally got a little bit of relief with anywhere from a third to a half inch of rain in some spots. So I was driving by this soybean field and noticed these plants here with cupped leaves. So you can see these leaves here, they're all cupped and folded up on top of each other, flat. The leaf margins are curled in, similar to what you'd see with a growth regulator herbicide. So the first thing you think about is, oh boy, that field must have got drifted on by a growth regulator herbicide such as 2,4-D or dicamba, maybe a corn growth regulator herbicide or tank contamination. But when you step back and look at the field and examine a little closer, you realize that all the soybeans here in this field that are exhibiting this symptomology are on the top of this hill on this gravel ridge. And you can see down below where we have more topsoil, lower lying ground, more moisture, the beans look beautiful. So it's important to understand that growth regulator herbicides really mimic growth regulating compounds that naturally exist in soybean plants. And when stress symptoms occur, the soybean plants will cup those leaves, and just like corn, they're trying to conserve moisture in that leaf area. So the leaves fold up, the margins start to cup and curl in to reduce the amount of moisture that's lost from that leaf. So, you know, what else can drought impact? Well, dry conditions or dry areas of the field can also impact the nodulation on the soybean roots. When soil temperatures get to be above 86 degrees at or near the soil surface, the bacteria Rhizobium japonicum can die off in those conditions, and therefore you have less nodulation on the soybean roots, and therefore less nitrogen uptake. Soybeans need around 5 pounds per bushel to produce a good crop, and nodulation helps that tremendously. So the impact on yield, if these dry conditions occur early, anywhere from emergence to first flower in that vegetative stage, really the impact is very minimal on yield. Yeah, you're going to have a smaller plant, less leaf surface area to collect sunlight, so it can have some impact on yield. But the real yield impact on yield due to drought occurs when you have drought conditions in flowering and pod set, and especially later in season from pod set to pod fill. That's when we need to have a lot of moisture. In the flowering stage, if you have dry conditions, you may lose some blooms. But the nice thing about soybeans that we grow in the north, in the corn belt here, is that the flowering is indeterminate. So that means that they'll flower throughout the season. Every time they get another shot of rain, we'll have more blooms set, and that's another chance for more pods on that plant.